I think it's working. Anyway. Alright, I think it's working now. Anyway. So, you are summoned once again to the Citadel commander, the Citadel officer in charge, Mistress Executioner Yazumi Hana. She will summon Omega-2, but probably later when she actually gets here. This is about a couple days after the events of the last game. This will be like your second actual assignment that you've had to do over the last few days, since you didn't have any bounties or anything. Basically, you just have to report to Yazumi, and if she has any security detail for you and Omega, she sends you to the chief of security, another Dren clone named Patch Blackout. Do I have music in this one? No, I don't. Let me see if I can find some. This is weird. Let me see if I can add this. It's probably going to be really loud. Go down. There we go. Okay, there we go. A little bit louder than that. When you get to her office, she hands you a data pad with your next assignment. Basically, you are to locate a Kazenti. I will post a picture of what a Kazenti or a Kazen is what they're called. Let's see. They're kind of like Caitians, but evil versions. I'll post it. You'll laugh when you hear his name. But I'm posting it in Gilded, so you can click on it and look at it. She says his name is Commander Camaro. And she says he is to be immediately brought here to stand trial for being a traitor, basically. He has been colluding with the Federation, the Cardassians, and other governments for special treatment. He has a contact that an individual that he sometime, when he goes back to his home planet of Kazen, he has a contact that he talks to. That contact should be immediately executed if found. If you don't end up killing him, that's fine. But if you happen to see him, he should be killed immediately, because he's one of the people that's getting other people to leave the infamous allegiance. It's starting to get loud, so I'll turn it down a bit. Come on. There we go. Do you have any questions? You'll be taking your ship, unless Omega goes with you. Then you'll both have to. Well, you'll probably still have to take your ship, because her ship is, or Omega's ship is like a scale 1, so it's only really big enough for like 1 or 2 people. So, do you have any questions?
Do we know anything about this contact he...
Not really. All we know is that it's another Kazen, and usually since we know for sure Camaro is on the planet, on his home planet of Kazen, so usually if he's there, his contact is with him. and we don't know really anything about him except that they've been seen talking, and it's another Kazin. So all you have to do is pick up Kamaro and eliminate the contact. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you, mistress.
You're welcome. Dismissed.
He walks out of the room.
Alright, so as soon as... I will actually... let me move you to... So, as you leave the central hub of the cursed necropolis into one of the corridors, 3 individuals kind of corner you. One of them is a female Betazoid who looks to be a civilian. She's not wearing any kind of brand or rank or uniform. And another is a male Orion. He is wearing an enlisted soldier's uniform, so he's a low-ranking soldier. And then a male Dozy, or Dosai. They're the ones with the red face paint from Deep Space Nine. And both of the male friends are kind of standing on either side of the female. And she looks over at you, and she says, "You killed my husband. I doubt you even remember his name or know who I'm talking about." Do you know who she's talking about?
He goes, "Oh, let me think. No, I don't remember."
His name was Arik Dow. You know, the Ryzen pilot that you so callously had executed.
Oh, the one that my superiors wanted.
Yes, but
he
you
was
you took him.
You took him.
So we're going to, and we can't do anything about your superior, so we're going to take it out on you. And you see the female Betazoid, she clenches her fist, and you see some brass knuckles with spikes on them. And she kind of like hits her fists together as she's ready to throw down. And the other two, her guards, draw small daggers from their belt. How do you want to handle this?
He goes, "Think about your next move very carefully."
She says, "I've been thinking about it nonstop for the last 3 days," and she is going to lunge. So, what do you want to do?
He basically emits activates his radio burst.
Alright, go ahead and do that roll. I believe it's control and security, and I'm going to have her roll control security. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a character sheet, so I have to just roll regular dice on the table, but that's fine, because, you know. Ooh, this is bad and good for her at the same time. What did you only got one? Okay. So the good news for her is her fists hit you square in the jaw because she got a critical success. So you feel the pain of your jaw being dislocated, basically. So now I gotta roll some dice for the attack. You take 3 points of damage as your jaw is dislocated. Let me look at your character sheet to see. Okay, yeah. I was just making sure your stress was back to normal, because I don't remember how much you took last time. Now, the bad news for her is she rolled a complication. So, I am going to let you use your radiation burst. Or, I will let you stab her with your crystal Tholian arm, whichever one.
Can I use the radiation burst?
Sure. How do you use it? Because I don't remember. Do you just roll damage or?
Roll damage.
Let's see. Something is considered blah, 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 as a ranged weapon in combat. So 3 damage dice. Vicious 1. So vicious 1 is an extra damage, right?
Yes.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see her skin begin to model and change and mutate as your radiation begins burning her. Now that's y'all's two go. I'm gonna have each of the other two attack you. Ooh, the Orion tries to swing, but just I'm gonna need you to actually roll control security again because he got 2 failures. But if you get 1 success, that means yep, there you go. So do another attack of damage, but this is gonna have to be melee. Do an unarmed strike. Yeah. So he takes 1, 2, 3. He takes 3 damage and he falls to the ground, knocked down because he tries to stab you in the stomach and you just backhand him and step aside with your other arm, and he goes flying. Now the Dosai. God, they're so bad. The Dosai rolled 2 failures as well, so roll control. Sorry, I meant to say daring security for the last one, but it's fine. Daring security for unarmed strike.
Basically, my control and my daring are the
Okay,
same.
that's good. So just roll it and we'll see what happens. Oh my God! So now you have 2 momentum. I need a pen to keep track of this.
Unarmed strike?
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, because you're at 0 momentum. So you're at 2 momentum, unarmed strike as he flails about, missing with his blade. 2, 3. So once again, he is also knocked down. So it's like you do the radiation burst as she attacks you. She hits you, then you. Oh no, she hits you first, dislocates your jaw, but your radiation burst goes off, starts melting her. Then the 2 brutes begin to try to stab you, but you just recover from the broken or the dislocated jaw and backhand one, and then smack the other with your Tholian arm, and they both hit the wall and hit the ground. The ones that hit the ground, they don't get up. They're still conscious, but they don't get up. They kind of just cower there in the corner. The woman kind of almost looks like she's melting. What do you want to do next?
He's gonna knock her into. He's going to. His radiation burst again, directed at her.
All right. I'm gonna say you don't have to roll control. Well, you'll roll daring and no, radiation burst I think is control and security. So control and security, but it's difficulty 0 because she's like on. Yeah. So you have +4 momentum. So you're at 6 momentum, and she's dead. She just melts into the ground dead. Now their son that you saw in the corridor will have no parents and be an orphan. The 2 brutes just get up and make their way to like the nearest console and try to report you. However, as they're trying to report that you're attacking them, that's when this is only a few meters down the corridor from the Citadel office. So Yazumi Hana steps out and orders them to their duties, and they run off. And then she looks to you, and she pulls out a communicator. Or no, she goes to the console and says, Security Chief Blackout, I have someone that I'm going to have to send to your office. And he says, very well. And then she says, Storm, go to the security chief's office.
Yeah. He's got his broken jaw still broken.
What did you say?
Does he still have a broken jaw?
It's not broken, it's just dislocated. So she doesn't care that he's got a dislocated jaw, though.
He nods because it's dislocated and it's really painful.
she just walks back into the office. A few moments later, once you get there, you see Mr. Blackout. Let me grab his Taskmaster Blackout leaning against his chair, looking at you. Um, and he's got his sunglasses on, and he just sits there with his hands interlocked in front of him. He's like, "Oh, you got yourself in a bit of a pickle now, haven't you? What's wrong with your jaw?"
Uh, he uh, the woman who attacked me, and I killed, she hit me first, and the guys were about to shank me.
Let me ask you a question, Mac. Do you want to say that you picked up her brass knuckles before you left as like another weapon?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Other equipment. Where's your weapons? Oh, they're already down here. All right, so I'll give you a choice. I can add. Actually, I'm just gonna add it. So this is brass, because I was gonna just make it unarmed strike, but nah. Brass knuckles, and it's gonna be one. Actually, it's gonna be 2 damage, and it's gonna be vicious 1. So let me see what that would be. So yeah, so 2, 4, and then 5, 6, 7. So basically, you could potentially. That's actually a lot. Hold on, let me 1, 2. Yeah, that looks better. Because the other one was like you could pretty much kill someone on that. So it's just 1 damage because you're just punching someone, but it's vicious. So every effect you get is basically gonna be 2 instead of 1. So that's still pretty big deal. So he says. He presses a button on his console. It says, "Medical team, send a nurse or somebody to come to my office." And as he says that, then that's when the Orion and the Dosai are brought inside as well. 2 security guards have brought him. One of the security guards is a human, and one is a Klingon. And they force both of them to their knees, and he says, "Well, you can't just let an enemy off, off the hook. You've got to deal with him." And the Orion's just glaring angrily, but the Dosai is like, "No, please, we have families."
You should have thought about that before attacking me.
"I'm gonna give you my sword." He pulls out a long, like, katana, like a Japanese katana, and hands it to you. He says, "Execute them so we don't have to deal with this. If you fire a disruptor in here, it'll cause all kinds of stir."
Will do. He goes and chops off the heads.
Alright. Roll daring security. I'm gonna say that it's not contested, so the difficulty is just 1. Alright, so you got a 7th die, or a 7th momentum. And I'm gonna actually. I don't think you have a sword. Actually, you know what? He's just gonna give you his sword to keep. So I'm gonna add that in there too. Where is it? Katana. And I can't remember. Let's see. Swords are. Dagger sword is 2 with a vicious of 1. So melee. Alright, so go ahead and roll the damage. And I'm not going to make you roll for both. You basically killed them both. And he says, "Good. That's what you should have done to begin with." Anyway, however, I can't just go around. And as he's saying this, a medical professional walks in the door behind you. He says, "I can't just go around letting my lieutenants go around killing people and causing a kerfuffle, so I'm gonna have to discipline you as well. Um, I'll ask you, how do you want to be disciplined? Do you want to be physically damaged or mentally damaged?
He he goes physically.
Physically. Put your hand on my desk, and he yanks the katana from your hand.
He does. He puts it on his hand.
All right.
Puts it on his desk.
All right. Let's see if how good his swing is. Daring, security. Got. Do you try to move your hand at the last minute, or do you leave it there?
He just leaves it there.
So he stops the sword before it cuts your hand off, but he doesn't stop it completely. Like it goes into your hand, probably like a couple of like a centimeter, so just enough to cause blood, basically. And I'm just gonna roll. Let's see. I'm just gonna roll one damage dice. Take off one stress. So it goes in a bit deeper than just a cut. It's going to be a scar, basically, and basically that hand is now going to be bleeding a lot. But he doesn't cut your hand off. He hands you the sword back, and he says, next time, try to avoid getting my office all bloodied and the corridor bloody and burnt up with someone's corpse, please.
I will.
Good. Dismissed. Oh, and by the way, if you want to take someone on your mission, go ahead. I've cleared, or Yazumi and I have cleared Storm, or not Storm, Omega. So if you want to take Omega, you can.
I'll take Omega.
So Omega is probably at this point in his quarters. Did I say that you guys lived in the same quarters or separate quarters?
I don't know.
Well, we'll say because you're officers, you're in separate quarters. You're in your own quarters. So you go and find Omega, and looking at the time, it looks like it's still 6 minutes. I might have to just message Omega. Let's see where. Okay, oh, there it is. Because I know how the notifications are.
If that calendar didn't remind me, I would have totally missed the session.
Why were you asleep? And that's why.
No, I was fully awake and I was like, I've got nothing on today. Then it reminded me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I have to bring out my laptop.
So you just forgot.
Yeah. Lucky I did say I'm going, so it actually reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping in 5 minutes Nostra gets on. Otherwise, this is going to be a really. I mean, I don't mind you if it's just you going on the mission, but I also don't want you to be like on the mission by yourself and then the Nostra show up and be like, oh, sorry, and then I have to figure out how to include Nostra's character, because that would be actually I know how I could do it, but I still want to wait 5 minutes just in case she shows up. But I think I've kind of figured out how to do it. But still, it's always easier when, players show up to games. And I know most people, myself included, probably assumed it was going to be at 6. But I forgot that I had it on 5:30. So while waiting, what does your character want to do? Because he's not due to leave for another like 5 minutes or whatever.
Is he getting medical attention for his injuries?
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and Well, let me see if there's a medical character first that I can. No, none of those are medical, so I'm just gonna roll off. It's gonna be control and medicine. The good news is there's 2 successes, so they managed to heal your broken or your dislocated jaw and your hand. Well, actually, they don't heal your hand. They want you to have a scar, but to remind you of not to fuck around again. So they just wrap it around a cloth around it. So when you see Omega, don't forget to describe that you have a bloody cloth around your hand. Your one human hand.
Yep.
3 minutes. Usually, whenever we message her, she's like, "Oh yeah." So she must be like either busy or just not at a computer.
That's why I messaged her for that reason, just in case.
Yeah, I messaged her too. Oh, but speaking of which, since we have time, let me look and see what your reputation and stuff is. It's at 15. Okay, so if you get reputation this game, don't forget to. We'll have to figure out what to. So what I'll probably end up doing is, I'll make a few commendations, um, but mostly you'll be able to like buy talents and stuff, um,
Yeah.
or like maybe buy a focus or something. Or something.
Yeah.
Um, or just add points to attributes and disciplines, or maybe just a trait. Why do you have Tholian on your character sheet twice? For traits, it says human, Tholian, Tholian.
I don't know.
It's funny. Alright, 1 minute. But usually people don't show up like at exactly the right time. It's usually early or late. So we'll just go ahead and say that you go to Omega's quarters and you don't find him there. When you ask the computer, "Where's Omega?" it says that Omega's ship has been taken out and Omega's not on the ship on the cursed necropolis. So you can assume that maybe Omega's out on a mission or just flying around having fun. So do you head to your... Well, first of all, what do you take with you? What do you pack? What do you take with you? Because this is going to be a mission that takes like a week.
He's gonna make sure he packs clothes.
Yeah.
And he's bringing his weapons along.
Okay. Um, anything else?
He's probably gonna try and look for a tricorder.
I would say you could probably easily get one from.
So he can try and look for this person.
Okay, I'll say you could easily get one from like the storage. They probably have a bunch of, Federation and Klingon and Romulan and Vulcan and different species tricorders that they captured. So you can get that. Just remember you have it, because you'll probably take a communicator with you, I assume.
Yes.
Anything else?
No. He'll make sure he has enough food supply on the ship as well.
Okay. Let's see. Just looking for music. Oh, is this? Well, your ship probably has um, a replicator, so you could probably replicate food and clothes if you need to.
Yep. Yeah.
Alright. So you get to your ship. What's the name of your ship again?
The Cryterra.
Oh yeah. Um. Sorry, I'm just making sure. I'm gonna add this to the game.
I'm looking for some wild hair because this song deserves some.
No, that's. Why is that there? Did I not cut it? Well, we'll play this until. Let's see. I guess I didn't. I think that was actually a cover. That's probably why it's someone talking. Click to upload. More music. Where is the music? Oh, there's some. Let's see. I'm trying to find some good, crazy music. Ooh, how about John Wick? Some John Wick music. Alright, so you're taking your ship out. Definitely going to need a control and con for you flying it, and your ship can assist, but I can't really roll for your ship, so you're going to have to roll for your ship because my screen is on something else right now. But it'll be con and engines. Turn that down a bit. There. Oh! So you don't even need to roll for your ship because that's a fail.
Yeah.
So you can't. The ship just sits in the shuttle bay or the ship bay, the hangar bay, not moving. For some reason, you're tapping on the console, and it's not starting. Make an insight or reason and engineering check. Maybe you can figure out what it is. Okay, so you get another momentum, so I think that puts you up to like 8. So the max.
Yep.
And you figure out what it is, you're able to fix it. I'll roll control and con again. You might want to spend some of your momentum.
I'm gonna spend 2 momentum.
Alright. Nice. You get 2 momentum back, and you fly out of the ship, so you're back up to max. And let's see, where's PC ships? There's. Oh, actually, move you to another page. The Cryterra departs the massive ship and heads to warp in the direction of the Kazin Patriarchy.
Basically, he's gonna make sure to send a message over to Omega to meet him at the.
To meet him there. To meet him there.
Yeah, to meet him there.
Do you know how to roll on roll 20? Roll a D100 so we can see how many hours this is going to take you to get there. 71 hours. So this is going to take about 3 days. So.
Yep.
You what do you do in those 3 days?
He's gonna try and get familiar with his ship systems and.
Alright. Let me see. How about if you spend 2 reputation, I will let you take 1 point out of your discipline of either command, security, or medicine and put it in con so you can actually fly your own ship.
Yep. I'll do it from medicine.
Okay. Then yeah, you learn you're doing pretty good learning your ship. You head out into space. Um, 3 days later, you're doing a lot better. You're still not perfect at your ship, but um, let me see if I can. Okay, but you know it a lot better now. Um, and 3 days later, you approach the Kazenti homeworld. Now, you know, or you would know, that the Kazenti are pretty much anti-Federation. It's similar to like the Nausicaans and the Orions. Their planet is in like surrounded by Federation space. So the Federation and the Federation has made it illegal for them to have weapons. So all of their police vehicles and security vehicles don't really have weapons on them. They're just patrol, and then if they see something, they have to board them or something like that. So when you get there, you see a bunch of patrol vessels and some freighters and some trade vessels, but you know that for the most part they're not going to have weapons unless they're like illegal weapons, because they're always at war with Earth. So um, what do you want to do when you get to the system?
He's gonna request a land.
An old Kazenti face, gray fur, cat-like fangs, yellow fangs, appears on one of your monitors and says, "Land? Well, why do you want to land? Who are you?"
I'm the captain of the TID Cryterra.
He glances at a console and says, "We don't have a ship by that name coming here. Who are you affiliated with? Federation? The Orion Syndicate? The Romulans? Or are you just a freelancer?"
You can call me a freelancer, bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter? Well, we don't have any bounties here for you. Who are you looking for? Maybe we can do a scan.
How can I rock out with
He gives him the name.
Give me one moment. I'm gonna roll to see if he can find them. He says, We actually do have a Commander Camaro that just arrived on the planet, but he disappeared once he got here. We don't know where he went from there. Once he got to the capital city's transport hub. So it'll be up to you to find him. We won't be able to help.
Oh, plus, I thought to let you know that there is a Federation officer, someone affiliated with the Federation on your planet.
Really? Do you know his name, or his or her name?
No, but they're gonna be meeting up with Commander Camiro.
We'll look into it. Kazenti transport facility out, and then your monitor goes black. And basically, you get coordinates of where to land. So that's.
He goes to land.
All right, that's definitely going to be a control and control and con. Difficulty is 2, because it's always harder to land on a planet than to just leave a spaceship, because you have atmosphere, you have other ships to deal with.
He's gonna spend 2 momentum.
Alright. Whoa. Difficulty was 2, so you have back up to full momentum and a bonus momentum. What do you want to do with the bonus momentum?
He's gonna use it to properly land.
Alright. Well, you're gonna properly land because you've succeeded, but you can do something else.
I want to create something else. He wants to create an advantage when he does take off.
What's the advantage that he would have?
Basically, he can easily properly land his ship in a way that can take off really quickly.
Okay, fair enough. So, um, is he gonna land in the proper hangar facility
Yep.
in the city?
Yep.
All right. So, after he lands, I'll actually just take you to the city map. After he lands, the Kazan government basically tells him, um, your ship will be impounded if you do not follow a few simple guidelines. Number one, you have to pay a parking fee. So every 2 days, you have to pay either 100 strips of gold press latinum or 5,000 credits, or and I should say, um, you can't cause any trouble or commit any crimes. If you commit a felony on our planet, we will take your ship from you, and we'll put you in a dungeon, and you'll never see the light of day again. We know that you're looking for someone, so we're not going to get in your way, but we're also not going to help you. If you end up in danger because of what you're doing, basically, it's on you. We're not responsible. Do you agree to these terms?
Yes.
All right, you're free to go. In 2 days, you need to either send us some credits online, or you need to physically come here to give us some gold press latinum.
Who do I give the credits to?
What was that?
He goes, who do I send the credits to?
The Kazan Transport Administration. There's
Thank
an
you.
account. We've with the coordinates, we sent you an account number, and all you have to do is put the number of credits in, put the account number in, and it'll go through. You can use a
Thank you.
tricorder or a data pad or any computer terminal to do that. Alright, so I'm going to say that you have an advantage when dealing with the Kazan government from now on. So because of how well you handled that. So in your character sheet, type in trait, just type in friend of the Kazan, or Kazanti, friend of the Kazanti, Kzinti. Or I can do it since, I'm...
Can you?
Yeah, since I'm already looking at your character sheet. Also, I can get rid of that other Tholian, which I don't know why it's there. Friend of the Kazanti. So basically, you have advantage when you're doing diplomacy with them. That could be either an extra dice or the lower difficulty. Usually it's just going to be a lower difficulty, but it can be pretty much anything. Alright, so you're looking at the city. Where do you go from there? Which direction? What do you do?
He knows he went off grid after leaving the terminal, so...
Yeah.
He actually goes up to the terminal person who checks everyone in.
Mm-hmm. How's it going, sir? What can I do for you?
I'm wondering when I'm looking for a man called Commander Camino. Camaro. And he actually comes here semi-regularly. Does anyone come at the same time as him every time that he comes?
So you're basically trying to find out who the contact might be?
Yeah.
Alright. Roll presence and command. Difficulty would normally be a 2, but it's going to be a 1 because of your previous trait. And
I'm going to spend a 2 momentum.
Alright.
I'll get rid of the complication.
Alright. So, yep, you got your 2 back, and then you got rid of the complication, so you're down to 6. Yeah, he looks at his computer. He says, "Oh, you must be the bail bondsman, the bounty hunter looking for him in like 45 minutes." So he looks at his console. He says, "By the way, what's his crime? What did he do?"
My employer just he's committed treason.
Ooh, that's
Yes.
not good. Ooh. It looks like he looks at his console. He says, "It looks like he left the city and went east into the desert for some reason. But it doesn't show us if he went alone or with any people. It just says he took a hover car to the desert. The hover cars don't go into the desert. They would have dropped him off and came back. We can have a hover car take you out there if you like."
Yes, please.
All right, and he calls up basically a taxi service, and they get you and take you east, and you find yourself after about 45 minutes of driving in a desert. So this is the hard part. You have to search this entire desert because there's nothing out here, and you have to basically figure out how you're going to search the desert and see if you can find any clues. So give me an insight security roll. This is just you looking around. I'm gonna put your token where you physically are. So yeah, you're gonna be up here, and you can go east, or you can go southeast, or you can just go south.
He's going. I'm gonna use 2 momentum.
All right.
What does that get me?
The volume turned down. Okay, so the difficulty, it was kind of scaled, but the max difficulty was 3. So you actually see in the distance as you're looking around a glint of light right before a disruptor beam is fired in your direction. Ooh, critical success. So let me go ahead and write the damage. And well, the good news is you only take 3 stresses. It hits you in the shoulder. So after you take that damage to the shoulder, you hear your communicator crackle, and you hear a voice on the other end. "Who are you? Are you another bounty hunter that's being sent after me?"
He goes, "You should know who I am."
He says, "Well, if you don't stay away, I'm gonna take you out. I've taken out better bounty hunters than you."
He goes, "My employer does not like when you betray them."
So I'm gonna give you the option to do an action. Otherwise, he is gonna fire at you again. So what are you gonna do? And by the way, you can't see where he is. You saw a glint of metal in the distance, and then you saw it somewhere else, and then somewhere else. So it looks like he's moving behind all the rocks, and you're probably, the difficulty to hit him with your disruptor would be like a 6. So you're gonna either want to get closer or find some cover or something of that nature.
He's gonna find some cover.
Alright, so with your 2 successes, you also see this crater. So you can run to the crater, and that will be your turn, because that's a pretty big distance. So you run there as he's firing, but he misses. Yeah, he missed. So once he fires and misses, he is going to say, "What if I give you some gold press platinum? Will you leave me alone?"
No.
Damn, Dread clones. Alright, good. What's your next action? You can try to shoot him, but it's going to be a difficulty 5, or you can move up closer and get some cover behind this ridge. Or you
He's
can
gonna
look
get
around.
some- He's going to try and get to the ridge.
Alright. Make a fitness and con check. Difficulty is 1 to see if you can maneuver through the desert and not get tripped up.
He's going to use 2 momentum.
Alright.
Sorry?
Sorry, I'm just doing stuff. Oops, I'm making a token. How many successes?
3.
Okay, give me 1 second. And what was you doing? You were looking around, or were you moving to... No, you did a fitness and con check, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you make it to here, take 2 momentum. What's that put you at, max?
No, it puts me back up to 4.
Okay. So as you get there, you see in the distance a creature, like a feline creature, moving very quickly from rock to rock, trying to get sight of you. Now I'm going to have to roll for him to fire. And he misses again. And you hear on your communicator, "This is your last chance. Leave me alone or I will kill you."
Never.
So what's your next action?
Can he shoot him from here?
You can try, but it's going to be a difficulty of, I'm going to say 3. The only reason he was able to hit you is because he got a crit and a success, which is 3 successes. So difficulty 3 to hit him.
He's gonna move up.
All right. Where are you moving up to? Like, just point on the screen.
Can he go behind like some rock covers?
Which one though? Because there's a lot of rocks. Just indicate on the screen. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be another fitness and con roll. Difficulty is gonna be 2 this time because number 1, he's gonna probably see you unless you get 2 successes. If you get 2 successes, he won't see where you end up. But also because it's a desert and there's a lot of rocks and stuff. So, fitness and con, difficulty 2.
He's gonna spend 2 momentum and yeah.
Alright. Alright, you make it. You can put yourself wherever you, if you want to be there, that's fine. If you want to be up here, you can be up there. As you get there, you can see an orangish white and brown creature running back to the east away from you. And he's firing wildly behind him at you, but he's not trying to hit you. He's trying to give himself some cover so he can get away. Turn that down a little bit.
Can he try and hit him?
Yep. Control and security difficulty is 3 still, because he's running away and because because he's running away, but also he's like going back and forth, like he's weaving in and out. So difficulty is 3.
I'm gonna buy 2.
And he's still behind some rocks. Okay.
I'm gonna buy 2 momentum.
Okay. Nice. So you get a momentum. Now roll your disruptor damage. Do you have a rifle or a pistol?
It's a pistol.
Alright, roll the pistol damage. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get him square in the back and he goes down and he slides and you don't see where he ends up. He ends up behind a rock. but it's going to take another fitness and con roll for you to get to him. Difficulty is 1. And you get another momentum. So you make your way and you see a energy rifle lying behind a boulder. However, when you get there, there's nothing there. And you can hear in the distance of the desert a creature, probably him, running. And the desert slowly begins to become like a jungle. So you definitely want to try to catch up to him. Now, cat creatures are faster than humans, but you have the advantage of the Tholian arm, which basically is better at long range stuff probably than your disruptor pistol, so you probably should use that. You also, don't forget, you have crystalline telepathy, but I think that's only among the Tholians. Yeah. So yeah, if I was you, I would use your radiation instead of disruptors because that's the radiation burst is, I think, more of like an area effect rather than just a beam. But do you give chase?
Yes, and he makes sure he picks up that rifle.
Ooh, okay. I will go ahead and put it in your... It turns out to be, we'll say, we'll just make up something, a Kazenti ion carbine, which is another way of saying rifle, but sounds cooler. And I think those are going to be 4 damage dice. And it doesn't have, well, yeah, I guess it would have Vicious 1, and it is long range. However, you will look at it and see that the energy pack probably has 1 or 2 more hits, and then it is completely out of energy. So you end up getting here, and immediately you see what looks like a giant cat skeleton. Just by looking at it, you can't tell if it's made of bone or if it's just some kind of rock that's been turned into, made into, like a statue or something. But you can take a closer look if you want.
Yep, he's gonna take a closer look.
All right. Roll reason and science, or insight and science, either one.
I'm gonna buy 2 dice with 2 momentum.
Okay. Ooh. It looks like bone, but when you touch it, it's rocky and hard. However, you don't get a lot of time with it because you hear a plasma grenade land right next to you. So I've already rolled and got a success, so I'm gonna roll the damage. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 damage. What's that put you at?
He has 4 stress left.
All right, and that'll give you the benefit of knowing that the Mr. Kamaro is over here and attempting to flee.
Can I use my radiation burst?
Sure. Control and security. Difficulty is going to be 2 because of the distance, and he's in a big ravine. Ooh, give you 2 momentum. Roll the damage dice. So you hear him screaming in agony in the ditch in the ravine, and you could tell just by how he's screaming and the sound of his voice, he's not moving any further. So what do you want to do? He can't run away because of how much pain he's in.
He's gonna go up to him.
Alright. You put your token where you want it to be, because it'll decide on what happens based on where you put your token.
He's gonna go there.
So he's going to jump down into the ravine? Alright.
Yep.
So as you jump down, what weapon do you have ready to fire in case he attacks you?
He doesn't have a weapon yet.
Oh, so you put him all away?
Yep.
Alright, so you see him lying on his back. He's got scars and burns from the radiation burns. And he just looks up to you and he says, "What do you want? Why can't you just leave me alone?"
My bosses want you. I don't want you, but I had to come and get you.
Alright, so he is going to start to try to crawl away.
Can he just knock him out by punching him?
Yeah, I'll say you don't have to roll for that. He basically just falls unconscious. Now, with the bad news about the radiation burst is he probably only has... I'm actually going to roll to see how many days he has to live. He has like 2 weeks to live. So, thankfully, it's only going to take you 3 days to get back to the necropolis, the cursed necropolis. However, if something comes up along the way, maybe an ion storm or something, and it causes you to come out of warp and go, or a nebula or something to go slower, then he might die en route. So you definitely want to try to get him to your ship as soon as possible. But he's not going to make it. He's going
to pick him up to... He would remember to bring his cuffs, so he would restrain him with his cuffs.
Alright. So you got cuffs on him. He's not going to be able to resist, but you're still going to have to roll a fitness and con difficulty 3 to pick him up and get him out of the ravine, because it's really, really, really difficult. Basically, you drop him right there before you can get him out. So he falls and he reaches for your weapon. I'm gonna roll control. Oh, 2 fails, and one of them was almost a critical fail. So yeah, he tries to grab your disruptor on your pistol, but you're easily able to push him away. So roll daring and security. And this will just be to keep him from grabbing your weapon. Ooh. So you're able to push him away so he can't grab your weapon. But your disruptor pistol falls out of the holster behind you. Now, you know that if you turn to reach for it, your back will be to him and he will make a move. So what do you do?
He knocks him unconscious again.
Alright, roll a daring and security again, and it just need 1 success. You don't... Okay, get a momentum, and he is out. So now you can grab the pistol without worrying about him trying to grab it.
Yep. He grabs it, and he picks him back up again.
Alright, fitness and con difficulty 3.
I will use a momentum.
Okay.
For this.
Ooh. So this time you get up there, and then he just falls back down, and like you hear a crack as he... Well, no, that would be a complication if he broke his arm or something. So yeah, it's really difficult to get him out, and he just falls back into the ravine. You can tell that it's the ravine that's causing the difficulty. If you could just get him out, it'll be a lot easier to get him to your ship.
He's gonna try and get him to his ship.
How?
So he's gonna use the communicator and get his computer to beam them to.
And because this ship is kind of... it's not locked down, you can communicate with it, but it's not gonna just let you transport because the Kazenti are paranoid and they don't want you to like try stealing stuff or kidnapping people. So you're gonna have to first talk to the transport authority that you talked to earlier, which would be you'd have an advantage. So it'd normally be a difficulty 3 to convince them. It'll be only a difficulty 2. So yeah, go ahead and contact them and.
He'll contact them and ask if he can take his bounty back to his superiors.
Well, I don't mind, but we have our bosses. I'll have to run that up the chain. It could take a few hours.
Okay, hopefully you can get back to me as soon as possible.
Roll a presence and command to see if you can convince them to do it sooner, or get it done earlier, or just completely bypass his bosses altogether and give you. Ooh.
Can I get that momentum? Wipe that off, the threat?
Yeah. So it's still gonna be a failure to get him to let you do it early. So the sun begins to go down as he goes off. The transport officer goes off to find his boss. After probably an hour or so, the Kazin wakes up and growls at you. He goes, "Why am I still here?"
He's gonna knock him out again.
Alright, daring and security. Difficulty is... This time it's going to be contested because he doesn't want to be knocked out. He got 2 successes. So you need to get 2 or more successes.
I'm gonna give you some threat.
Alright.
Two threat for 2 dice.
Okay. Wow, yeah, he's knocked the fuck out. And you get 3 momentum. So he's knocked out probably for about 30 minutes, and then you hear from some of the from up north up here. You hear, "Kamaro, where are you? Are you out here?" And by now it's dark, so whoever's looking for him can't see jack shit. Well, the Kazin can because they're cat people, so they can see better in the dark than probably Dren can. But they don't know he's there clearly. I'm actually going to have them roll a insight or perception check to see if they can see, smell, or hear Dren or Camaro. Ooh. Roll a control or presence security to see if you can stay quiet, because they got 2 successes, so you need to get more than 2 successes.
He's gonna spend 1 momentum for 1 dice.
Okay. So they don't see you, but they can smell you. Like, I smell a human or a Tholian over there. And then all of a sudden, it goes quiet. What do you do?
He looks for the explosives he threw.
What explosives?
He's looking for the explosives that Camaro actually threw at him.
You don't find any. You think he only had 1 plasma grenade at the time. So what do you do?
He goes, "Come on, dude. I'm gonna end up come out. We can talk about this."
Roll insight security to see if you can figure out where he is. You see the something. You're not sure if it's him 100%, but you do see something crawling up the tree. It looks like he's trying to get a better position to maybe pounce down onto you.
He's gonna use the rifle to shoot at him.
All right. Control and security difficulty is 3 because it's dark out, and this is a location which is very much stealthy, and it's definitely hard. So,
I'm gonna spend 2 momentum
all right,
to get 2 dice.
all right. You hit him. You hear ah, and then he falls down out of the tree. Roll damage dice. I'm actually gonna roll some damage for. Okay, so. Ooh, wow. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus. So that's 11 plus 1, 12. So basically, he broke something, and he's lying there. You damn human! What are you doing? Who are you?
I'm guessing you're the Federation spy.
I don't know what you're talking about. Kamaro's just my friend. Please help me. I think I broke my back.
He then drags him to. He drags him over.
You drag him into the ravine?
Yep.
Alright, roll control security. Increase the complication range to 5, and the difficulty is 3. Because if you move someone with a broken back, they're probably dead. You're probably gonna kill them. Oh wow!
Yep.
Oh wow! Yeah, and that was a 20 too. So you as soon as you like start pulling him down, he just and then he dies. And that's when he wakes up and sees you and he says, "My friend, no! Why would you do that? What is wrong with you people?"
See?
That's when
He
you're.
jumps down.
That's when your communicator gets your shirt. This is the transport authority. We've got your shuttle ready.
Thank you. He jumps back down and he says, 2 to be mobile.
All right, so both of you transport.
And he knocks him unconscious again.
Daring and security. It's difficulty 1. It's you don't even have to roll for yeah. Okay, you get another momentum, and he is knocked the f out again. You've got him on your ship. Now you just have to leave. That's going to be a control and con. Difficulty is 2, but I'm increasing the complication range to 3.
I'm going to spend a momentum to actually. And plus, I got that advantage as well.
Well, this is to just leave.
Yeah.
This is to fly the ship, not to you're already allowed to leave, but this is to fly it. So,
Yep.
all right. So,
and make sure to pay his fee as well.
Yep, that's fine. That's why you haven't been getting any trouble for them. Otherwise, they'd probably be hunting you down by now. So let's see. I said difficulty 2, so you get another momentum, and you fly away from Kazan, and you have your bounty. So what next?
Making sure what next? The bounty's in the cells, and he's flying back to.
All right.
The mistress.
All right. Control and con difficulty is only 1, but I'm increasing the complication range to 3 again. And if you get a complication, I'm just gonna say he dies. Or no, I won't say.
I'm gonna spend 2 momentum for 2 dice.
Okay. Yeah, I won't say he dies. I'll just say he gets closer to death. Ooh, well, it's a good thing you got 1. But yeah, you're flying, and again, it's only 3 days, so nothing horrible happens. And you arrive, and the normal location of the Cursed Necropolis is different. It's in a solar system, basically having just finished bombing a planet and is taking over. So you see a lot of fighters and other ships flying around still, doing patrols, and stuff like that. So you might want to let them know that you're coming, otherwise they'll think you're an enemy ship.
He contacts the control center to let him know he's coming in.
On the view screen, you see Overseer Majira. She says, "This is Overseer Majira. I see you coming in. Please head to Docking Bay 72, and welcome back." And then the monitor goes black as she signs off. And you get to Docking Bay 72. The doors are open, waiting for you. And yeah, your Cation prisoner is alive and well.
He lets the mistress know that he has the Cation.
She says, "Come to my office immediately."
He picks up the Cation and takes the Cation with him.
Alright, make a fitness and con check. Difficulty is 2. He's still unconscious, so he's not resisting, but he's also a limp body, so... some people see you struggling in the shuttle bay, and a couple soldiers who know that you're a lieutenant hurry over to give you an assistance. So I'm gonna roll 2 dice to see. Oh yeah, one of them got a critical success, so he's probably like a big Nausicaan, and he just picks him up almost by himself and carries him. And you guys get to her office. Mistress Executioner is waiting. And you.
He says you can put it. Go ahead. He says you can put the body down and you can go back to what you're doing, soldier.
He drops it, and the Cation is like, "Ugh, what's going on?" He kind of looking around like, "Ugh, what in the world?" And she looks at you and says, "Well done. I will be sure to tell the Commodore that you did very well today."
Thank you, mistress.
You are dismissed.
He leaves.
And all you hear as he leaves is the Kazenti Kamaro being tortured for information, and also just for her sheer pleasure.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you want to do? Otherwise, that's pretty much all I had planned. There was going to be a lot more, but Nostra's not here, so.
He's going to the medical wing. Is he still...
Oh yeah. Well, we can just say that, at the end of the episode, he gets healed, so... Because, that's how this game works. But yeah, he goes to the medical ward, and they take care of him. Because he's a lieutenant, he jumps in front of all the slaves and soldiers and enlisted people that are even more badly hurt than him. And they fix him up, and basically you're like, okay, you're good to go. And before you leave, though, as you take off the thing that's around your hand, that you wrapped around your hand, you see that there's a scar on the back of your hand where Blackout had slashed you, threatened to cut your hand off. Is there anything else that Storm wants to do?
No.
All right. No, go ahead.
He'll just chill out at his ship.
Alright, so since we have time, I'll go ahead and do a reputation now. Act in accordance with orders and directives, +2, yes. Challenge directive, no. Directly responsible for saving a drone clone, no. Taking unnecessary risks for the infamous domain, or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to say, so that's 4, because, you went to the Kazan homeworld. Adequately served or entertained the drone commander, yeah, +1, so that's 5. Resorted to lethal force without cause is a +1. You did, I think, several times, so that's 6. Establish an alliance with an enemy is a -3, which you did not do. Well, actually, the Kazan aren't enemies. They're not allies, but they're not enemies either. Prevented combat, I don't think so, not really. Insubordination, no. Betrayed the infamous allegiance, no. Acted heroic and cool about me on the Call of Duty. Not particularly. I think you did pretty much what your character was supposed to do. Personnel under your command are killed. Uh, yes, but two of them deserved it. And also, you did it on the orders of the security chief, so it doesn't count as a -2 in the infamous's eyes. Disrespected the infamous to his face, behind his back, etc. No. Conquered, enslaved, or exterminated a large number of enemies. No. So I think that's 6 reputation dice for you to roll.
Yep.
And since you're here, I'm just going to give you a spotlight milestone. Normally it would be a normal milestone, but there's only one person here, so... Alright, so that puts you 13, 14, 15, 16, I think that puts you up to 17. Oh yeah, I forgot you had 6. So 17, 18, 19. So that puts you up to 19, and then that's the second spotlight milestone. It's just to make it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah?
No, go ahead.
I'm probably going to use get